Hi, good afternoon, and welcome back to today's show. Today we're just going to be doing a little watercolor, but it's going to be a 4-part, and it's going to be from start to beginning. A lot of people will say, I don't understand how to do this, or this, and this, and this, and this. So it's going to be, we're going to use tracing paper, we're going to use copying paper, we're going to use a little bit of this and a little bit of that, for you to see how watercolor is not always the most, what people would say, the hardest thing to do. And at the same time, I'm going to talk about how to control the water and stuff. It may not be a masterpiece, but we'll get it done. The other thing is the picture I got today, I got it off the internet, cannot be used. So I erased some of the parts that we'll go over it. And because it's something that shouldn't have been used, I'm actually going to change it around. And you'll hear a lot of artists will say, well, if you don't like what you see, you don't have to use it and this and that. And this is the way how you could use so much other stuff while you're if you want to use a house in this picture and maybe a tree from another picture or something else from another picture, this is the best way for me to explain a good way of doing it, where you could say that you want to use what you want to use and not use what you don't like to use. They're going to run up the water in a few. They're going to run up the colors that the pigments that we'll be using. I will talk about water. I'm going to open up my my little garbage can. I am filled up with water almost all the way up. You can see the picture of it. I got 3 brushes. The 2 brushes is a gold hair, a nice gold hair brush that I love to use, and one is just a script liner brush. It's synthetic, if I'm saying it right. And then when you're using masking fluid, do not use your best brushes. Just use a very cheap brush that you could find, because if you do ruin it, if you in a few seconds that masking fluid dries and could destroy a brush in a heartbeat. Half a heartbeat. So the first thing I'm going to do is, here goes the deer that we'll be using. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the tracing paper, just the regular tracing paper, I'm going to come down. Now, we don't have all that much light here, but when you do this, go up to a window if you don't have a drawing box, and you'll get more of the light where you could trace it better. But it's enough where I could see. And like I said, because this came off the internet, I'm not going to use every single part of it. So I'm just going to do a quick draw. Here goes the tail. Is that the tail? I don't think so. A deer doesn't have a long tail. There's a little tail on back and a little bit of the back leg. So here goes the tail. Here goes the back leg, is right here. The only thing I do want to get done the right way is just the leg muscles. You really want to get into the leg muscles and the shape of the legs. Let me see how that looks. Okay, that looks okay. He only has a little front leg right here, and then he has his belly right like so. I'm going to double check it just to make sure that it looks good. Yeah, it looks okay. And then, let me see, this is his back leg. And then I'm going to fill in a little bit of the dark and the lights, the lights right now. Here is some light, and here goes the other leg. Okay. I went to school for for animation, and that's what you do when you do a animation. Every little second, you got to go back to move that, your character where you want to be moving back and forth. There you go. There. And the neck goes up here. Okay. The nose. It's like so. And the eyes, that shape of the eyes got to be done right. One eye's here. One eye's here. Okay. And there's a little imprint right here that we're going to have to put in right here. Okay. His neck goes out a little bit more round, like so, up like that. Now let me see how that looks. Okay. Then he's going to have his fur facing this way. And now let's get that face in. That part's going to come down, across, and up. And then all that's going to be light with a little dark. And that should bring his face in. I'm hoping on it. And I'm just going to indicate this light. I'm going to take this a little. Usually I don't use an eraser, but today I just want to indicate that line, just a little line right there. That's all it is. And we can make a lot of this white and beige. Okay. I think if we make this eye dark and the nose the right way and put that face in, I'm hoping that it will look good. I don't do animals that much. Now, like I said, I can't do exactly how the picture is. So we're gonna make one hump here, and we're just gonna make two. One here and one like that. And then the same thing up here. Bring one here, come down, bring one up here, down, and across. We got 18 more minutes. Okay. And we could always fix it up later too. Okay. I'll look at that and say that looks pretty good. Right now, that looks pretty good. Oh, I gotta fix up this one face. Let's go up this. Yeah, bring this down just a little bit more. There we go, something like that. That looks good. I'm gonna take this, and now we don't need this. Bring that down here. The other thing is, I'm gonna move this to the side. I'm gonna take a frame that I have. This is the bottom part of the frame. I'm gonna put it over the paper that I have. And I'm just gonna lay it down. This is a trick that I do, that I taught myself. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go around where I want the frame will be at. And I'm gonna explain why I'm gonna do that, then it makes sense. There it is, just a small frame. Now, I could have moved it over, I could have done it, but it's a little bit. It doesn't matter. It's where I'm gonna position the deer now. I think I'm gonna put the deer right here. We're gonna have some water, I think, so I could bring it up a little higher and bring the water down. Okay, just like that, like so. Something like that. Next, I'm gonna take a piece of, how much time? I got 16 minutes. I'm just gonna get a piece of masking tape. I'm gonna mask this part down. Come down here, I'm gonna mask this part down. This way it doesn't move on me. And then I'm gonna take a small sheet. I cut the carbon paper in half. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around the opposite way. Okay, because if it's too big, it could get all over everything. So I'm just gonna put down the masking, put this down. Now, let me raise this up just a little bit. There, there. And now little by little, I'm gonna start with the top part. I'm just gonna go around it real quick and easy. Okay. I done this a long time ago. I done a house like this many years ago. And I done the whole thing on TV. And when I took it off, I didn't have the carbon paper on the right side. Boy, was I embarrassed. And we still done the show. That's to show people that, you know, things happens. Okay. We had some fun doing this show. Okay, then I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna bring this up and bring this down. That's the back leg and the tail. I'm gonna have to look at the picture, probably at that later. I'll come down, come across, and this is the back leg. And then it comes, has a little bump, comes down. Okay. And this part comes down. Let's see how much I got done with this. Okay. Got the face, got that part. I gotta come this part a little bit. And one more piece I have to do. What was that? Bring that up. This part. Bring it down. There we go. There we go. There goes that. There goes that. Okay. We're finished with that now. Now you see why this is going to be a 4-part show. Get that out the way. Put down my pencil. Let me put it here because I keep on losing it. Okay. Now, this is, when you use masking tape, masking fluid, take out, like I said, an old brush. And we're going to keep on dabbing it into the water every time we use. Oops, let's move this out the way. Don't need this, don't need that. Let me just move the tape. There we go. There. I'm going to take it. I'm just going to bring it around. Gotta wait for this to dry a little bit. There we go. This is not the brand I usually used. I looked for the brand I usually mine at the house and couldn't find it, so I just ran out. Even though it says it's Winsor Newton, it just doesn't feel like, just doesn't look like the, there it is. It's trying pretty good, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me today. Today, if everything that could have went wrong today, went wrong today. So I'm happy I'm at the studio and doing some artwork. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So this is done. Once it's done, take the lid, find the lid where you put it. Where did I put it? Here it is. And make sure you put that lid on it tight, because if it spills, boy, what a mess it will make. Let's put this one up here because we don't need that no more. Now I'm just going to sit down and let it dry. I got a little carbon here, that's, but that's going to be okay. And we're just going to let it dry. I'm finished with this brush. I'm going to clean out this brush, get out all that gooey stuff. See all that? I'll make sure I get that all out. And when you get brushes, let's talk about brushes. Like I said, this is a gold hair brush, is 2 inches. And if you look at a watercolor, this is what a lot of people doesn't realize, that a brush holds a lot of water in it. See all that water that comes down? Sometimes you need that much water, sometimes you don't need that much water. And if it's a good brush, the only thing I do is dip it, right? See all the water that's here? If you put it on a cloth or a piece of, and just tap it a couple times, it almost makes it look dry. See that? Same thing with this one. Even as a small brush, it holds a lot of water. See all that water? Take it, tap it a couple times. Oops. Tap it. There you go. And see that? Just a little bit of water. When you practice that and you get good enough to understand about controlling the water, you won't have too much problems with watercolor again. You may make mistakes, you may do that, you may do other things, but using your brushes and controlling the water, that won't be too much of a problem no more. Okay, I'm finished with the pencils for now. I mean, it's still wet. I can see that it's still wet. If I use a brush over that now, what's going to happen is just going to move it. The brush is going to stick to it, and it's going to make a little mess. So that's why when you do these watercolors things, some people, they use a hair dryer real quick. It's noisy. And I don't want to hear. I just want to sit back, talk to all you that's watching the show, because I don't talk much. I usually just doing a painting. So this is, while this is doing, let's take out the first color. Now, when you use watercolor, do not use a big pal. I'm gonna use the blue. Where's my blue? Blue. Blue, here is, I think this is it. Is this the blue? Or does it roll off two? Here goes one. I think this is the blue I'm using. Everything is rolling off the table, which is fun. That's the fun part. Okay. This is the copper blue. I don't see the other blue, the marine. Here goes brushing. Here goes the brushing blue. Don't be afraid to use a big palette, get a big plate. But as you can see, you only need a little bit of paint. A little bit of paint would do it. You could add a little bit more. One touch, it's getting dry. Okay, let's talk about watercolor paper. I don't talk too much about the paper neither, since this is still a little bit of wet. The heavier the paper you use, the more water it will hold. That means there's less for the paper will roll up while you're working on it. Okay, since we only got 5 more minutes, about 5 minutes, I'm gonna take up that same paper towel that we was using. This is a fun way of making clouds with watercolors. I take a little bit of paper towels. Now remember, what's blue is the sky, and whatever is white is the clouds. I'm gonna go into my water, just a little bit of water. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Put that to the side, I'm gonna get it one. This is a homemade paintbrush. I call this my homemade paintbrush. There we go, I'm gonna roll it up. There. Go right into some blue water, squeeze it out. Now I'm just gonna tap right into it. See? I'm gonna tap. What I'm trying to do is making the paint even on the paper where it's not one big pile. Got 4 minutes. Okay, and I'm just gonna touch and watch out a nice way of making a nice cloud. Look at that. I'm just gonna come down. I have done the whole painting just with the paper towel. But you don't want to always you want to move it around, scoot it around, or else you're gonna make a cookie cutter. A cookie cutter is when you see it all the same shape and stuff. Now on TV, that's a little light, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more paint on it just to make it dark where you can see it. There. I'm gonna get a little bit more paint. Where is it? Here it is. Is that? Yeah. There we go. You don't see it too much, so I'm gonna do it again. There. And of course, the sky is always darker up on top. And that's a good way of making some lighter and some darker shadows into the painting too at the same time. Look at that. It's not, you know, there we go. Makes it a nice fluffy sky. And as it comes down, it gets lighter. Just gonna come down and get a little bit of water. Tap it a little bit, paint out from it, just a little bit of paint. And see if I can make it lighter. There we go. That's all. And we'll put some up on this side. Now, when you do a watercolor you only got a couple minutes to do a sky. It dries quickly, so the faster you do it, the better it is. So this is a little lighter here. You got less than 2 minutes to what do you do at this size of a paper, a couple minutes. You could always go over it like I'm doing once it dries if it's not too dark. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit more up to this one. There you go. Yeah. If I get it too far down, it will make the perspective of this picture. I want to thank everybody for coming. It's only about a minute or so. So I want to thank everybody I'm gonna keep on doing some work here, designing a couple things until you come back next week. So thank you for coming. And we'll do part 2 when you come back. Thank you. Now, let me I'll rinse out this brush. rinse this one out. And I'm gonna keep that paint there. I'm gonna pick up and I'm just gonna add a little bit right here, a little bit. We'll talk about that when we come back next week. There we go. Something like that. There. Nope. Yeah. That's good. That's a little bit off. A little bit off. So we'll go. Will that be okay? Stream coming down. I guess it could come down some. Okay.